In 1945, churches from the UK and Ireland united to respond to a desperate refugee crisis across Europe. Soon after, Christian Aid was founded. Now, in 2012, we're launching an ambitious new strategy, Partnership for Change, the power to end poverty. It has one clear aim: to support marginalised or excluded people to free themselves from poverty. Our strategy responds to a changing world. A world in which advances in medicine, agriculture, finance and technology mean that we now have the greatest opportunity to overcome poverty. Yet the will to share these resources with the poorest people on our planet is still lacking. Our goal is to bring people of all faiths and none together to change the way that power is shared and to transform our unjust world. Ours is the wealthiest generation in human history, but it's also the most unequal. In 2012, it's too simple to see the world as the wealthy North and the poverty-stricken South. Today, people in poverty don't just live in low-income countries, they also live in middle-income countries like India and Brazil, where extreme poverty rubs shoulder to shoulder with extreme wealth. So in order to tackle this injustice, we have to rethink our understanding of poverty. We have to think in terms of poor communities, not simply poor countries. Poverty is about much more than a lack of income. Poverty denies opportunity. It takes away the power of people to shape their own lives and provide for their families. Everyone should have the power to be able to live their life in all its fullness. To achieve this, we want to see a world where the Earth's resources are shared fairly between rich and poor, and where economic growth is sustainable and sensitive to the environment. A world where every woman, man and child is able to participate fully in the decisions that shape their future. And where everyone has the right to thrive, not just survive. Over the next few years, Christian Aid will demand that governments and other institutions share power fairly. And we will help to increase equitable access to health services, create just economic policies and practices which will support people living in poverty to build sustainable livelihoods and to withstand disasters, create a more inclusive world where gender, ethnicity, caste, religion, class and sexual orientation is no longer a barrier to equality, and will help to protect vulnerable people from violence and to resolve conflicts peacefully. Our experience over the last 60 years has taught us that we cannot make these changes by acting alone. So whether you're a village trader, a Christian Aid Week collector, a businesswoman or a government official, you all have a role to play. With your courage and your commitment, together, through the power of our relationships, we can transform the world.
You have your heater on, and your socks are dry. You made sure to bundle your children up too. Are you warm right now? What if you're a parent in a Syrian refugee camp, or a child on the streets of Kabul, Afghanistan, and you have none of these? The worst things happen. All over the world, temperatures plummet below zero, and children are freezing to death in shelters made of just sheets and tent. Winter is happening now. You can deliver vital supplies like blankets and winter clothing, mattresses, and food to scores of Syrian families struggling to survive freezing temperatures, both in Syria and in refugee camps in Lebanon and Jordan. You can send fuel and food to women and children in Afghanistan, where temperatures are below freezing every single night. With your help, they can make hot food and stay warm and dry, even in snow and ice. After the conflict from this past summer, the Gaza Strip is still in ruins. Homes don't have roofs, and buildings have gaping holes in them with little to no heat or electricity. The winter's cold has only made matters worse for Palestinians in Gaza. Plastic sheets aren't enough to keep out freezing rain and harsh winds, and people are getting sick. You can also provide much-needed aid to families this winter in countries where the cold is overtaking children and devastating families. While you're warm, think, how cold are they? Please give generously. Islamic Relief USA, working together for a better world.